A fox was sitting sadly on a high mound. In front of her, in the lush green field, animals were busy with their own activities. Some were grazing on grass, while others were lurking nearby, waiting to hunt them. Some had already caught their prey and were filling their stomachs with meat, while others were drinking water from the stream. Birds were flying here and there in flocks. It was a pleasant day in the forest, but the fox was unusually serious. In the life of the forest, the fox held an important position. She was the special advisor to the lion. The lion did everything according to her advice. All the animals treated her with respect and sincerely admired her intelligence. However, she was no longer happy with her status and had grown tired of this role. At first, she was overjoyed by the honor she received and used to walk proudly with her head held high. But now, things had changed. Whenever she saw the other animals laughing and joking with one another, bursting into laughter over silly things, running aimlessly on the grass, and rolling around playfully, she would sigh. She too wished to laugh heartily at jokes, roll on the grass, or pull the bear's long hair and run away teasingly. But whenever she tried to behave like that, the other animals would look at her in surprise, and she would feel embarrassed. Certain incidents had shaped the animals' perception of her in such a way that they did not expect such childish behavior from her. Although she considered herself just like the other animals, she did not even give much importance to her intelligence and cleverness qualities. That had become so famous not only in the forest but even among humans that a clever person began to be described as cunning as a fox. When she reflected on the events that had earned her this status, she would regret them deeply. She felt that they involved less intelligence and more taking timely advantage of opportunities and the foolishness of others. For example, there was the incident when she hunted 3 animals along with the lion and the wolf. When the lion asked how the prey should be divided, the wolf answered first and lost his life for suggesting a fair division. The fox quickly learned her lesson and said, "All 3 belong to the lion," thereby earning a reputation for wisdom. In reality, if the lion had asked her first, she would have given the same answer as the wolf. Similarly, one day she saw a crow holding a piece of cheese in its beak. She felt tempted and simply flattered the crow. The crow was foolish enough to become overjoyed at a little praise and drop the cheese, which the fox happily ate. There were also a few incidents in which she failed miserably, but since no other animals were present, her reputation remained intact. Once she entered a vineyard and saw ripe grapes that made her mouth water. She tried very hard to reach them but failed. In the end, to hide her embarrassment, she left saying, "The grapes are sour," even though they were perfectly ripe and sweet. Now the fox had grown tired of it all. She sat hungry on the mound the entire day. When night fell, all the animals gathered there. The lion was also sitting to one side. They were chatting cheerfully. It was a moonlit night. The full moon had brightened the sky. Clouds were drifting by. The wolves seemed restless. They kept raising their heads and howling. The lion glared at them angrily, but ignored them since his stomach was full. During their conversation, a debate began among the animals about whether the moon was moving or the clouds. All of them looked up at the sky, trying to figure it out. Some believed the moon was moving, while others argued that it was the clouds. As the discussion intensified and was about to turn into a quarrel, the lion roared loudly, and everyone fell silent. "Who are you to give a verdict? This is a matter for the wise," he declared. All eyes turned toward the fox. Once again, the ball was in the fox's court. She was very upset and had no idea which one was actually moving. Then she thought that this was a good opportunity to give a foolish answer, that she might free herself from this burden in the future. She said, "Brothers and sisters, if the moon is still, then the clouds are moving. And if the clouds are still, then the moon is moving." No one understood her absurd reply. However, since these words came from an animal from whom they never expected foolishness, they all began to praise her. Even the lion joined in applauding her wisdom. The fox quietly stood up and walked away toward an unknown destination.